Vlogmas. Today we're in the kitchen, we're cooking, and we're making Christmas oatmeal cookies. Now, there's a bit of reasoning behind this. One of my favourite foods, like my favourite cookies, are M&S oatmeal flapjack cookies. Have you had them? They're like so good. So this is inspired by that. But I wanted to make it like a little bit more Christmassy, add in some Christmas flavours. I found a couple of recipes online for different styles of like oatmeal cookies, and I've adapted it to make this. Now, I'm going to be completely honest with you. This is the first time I have made this recipe. I am baking blind. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm pretty certain it's going to be fine, but bear with me if it's not. I think it's gonna be fine, but I feel like that just adds another dimension to this video. Is Tally gonna cook an absolute disaster? We just don't know. So like I said, we are making oatmeal flapjacks. So for this recipe, you need 1 cup of ground oats. Now they are oats that have been blitzed in the blender. I just put them in my Nutri-Ninja, blitz them for like 30 seconds, and you get ground oats. Then you have 1/2 cup of oats, which I use every day for my breakfast. We're using 3 tablespoons of coconut sugar, but you could use just dark brown sugar or whatever you guys have at home. You need 1 egg, 1/2 cup of coconut oil, melted. We're adding 2 tablespoons of dark agave nectar, but you could use honey. And I'm adding cinnamon, mixed spice, vanilla paste. And because I want these cookies to be stuffed with Christmas flavours, I've got crystalised ginger, which I love, and I've tried to finely chop, but as you can see it's not that finely chopped. Then I've chopped up figs, tried to chop them into small chunks because I love figs and they're very Christmassy. Chopped pecans because they're also super Christmassy and delicious, and I just want a crunch texture in there as well. And some goji berries for that red Christmassy colour. Not forgetting the bicarbonate of soda just to help it all rise. I feel like a Blue Peter presenter because I've got everything like in neat little bowls and all laid out and ready to go. All the exact measurements, the full recipe is in the description box below. Now I thought I'd just do this a little bit old school. I'm going to use a wooden spoon to try and mix everything together, which I haven't done in a while, but if you think about it, they didn't have electric whisks, you know, 50 years ago, so I'm just going to use a wooden spoon. Right, now this is a pretty straightforward recipe to do. I'm going to start by adding all the dry ingredients first. So I'm going to add my 1 cup of the ground oats. Then I'm going to add the normal porridge oats. I really do feel like a Blue Peter presenter with my bowls. And then the coconut sugar, which just smells like, it just smells so fragrant and rich. I'm just going to mix those together with my spoon, just so all the dry ingredients are mixed together. Then I'm going to add in my spices now and the baking powder now. So I need a spoon for my baking powder. Give me a second. Okay, I'm going to go with like a small teaspoon, kind of 1/2 teaspoon vibe of baking powder. In it goes. And for my spices as well, I'm going to guesstimate a bit, if I'm dead honest. I love cinnamon and mixed spices so much that I'm probably going to put 1/2 the pack in here. Now I'll use this so that we know, we have some sort of general idea of what we're doing. But I'm going to go for like 1 teaspoon. Should I add a 1/2? I'm going to go 1.5 teaspoons of cinnamon. I mean, I personally can't get enough of cinnamon. Like, I could have it on everything. It is genuinely my favourite spice. I think that's why I love Christmas and Christmas food so much, because everything's like mixed spice, cinnamon spice flavours, and oh, they're so good. 1 large teaspoon, but because the way this comes out, I'm doing 2 teaspoons of just a mixed spice blend. If you've got like cinnamon, nutmeg, cloves and all that kind of stuff like ground and separate, or like ground ginger and stuff, you might want to add it separate, but I'm cheating with some mixed spice because that's what I had in the cupboards. And then next I need to melt 1/2 cup of coconut oil. Now once again, I'm going to guesstimate because I roughly know how much that is. I'm going to do about 3 large tablespoons. I'll show you what I mean by a tablespoon. Like about that much. That's the coconut oil solid. I'm gonna pop it in a bowl. That's 1, 2, whoop, and then the third. And I'm going to microwave that off camera, just very quickly for you. Okay, I am back with my melted coconut oil. I literally popped it in the microwave for 30 seconds. So I'm just going to kind of make almost like a well in the middle of my dry mix. Gonna add the oil in the middle. So this oil is instead of butter. I'm just gonna try it with coconut oil this time. I might use butter if I make this again, I don't know. But if you prefer to use butter, you totally could put butter in at this point. I'm gonna do oil and I'm gonna add in an egg. But before I add in this egg, I'm going to whisk it first. Because I'm gonna mix this all with a wooden spoon, it makes it a lot easier. So I'm just cracking my egg into a bowl and I definitely put some shell in there. Fabulous! How are you guys getting on with Christmas in general? Are you on top of everything? I'm doing all right. Can you see all this Christmas? Can you see the presents behind me? Jack has bought, bearing in mind this time last week, he had done nothing. He has bought and wrapped all his gifts. I'm secretly really annoyed at him because it kills me that he's a bit more organised than me. Like, I'm not an organised person. Like, I'm not a massively organised person, but it kills me that he has sorted Christmas before me. So I'm just adding in the whisked egg and the oil into the middle. And then I'm also going to do 2 tablespoons of this Agave Nectar. It's the dark one, because I thought it would just give that, like, you know, that just like deeper, sweeter flavour. So along with the coconut sugar, that should mean this is plenty sweet enough. Okay, do you know what I forgot to add? The vanilla bean paste. You could just add vanilla extract. I just happen to have this in the cupboard already, so I'm going to use it. So I'm just going to add about half a teaspoon. It's quite a gloopy texture, this vanilla bean paste. It's quite like very strong, very strong. I'm going to get mixing with my wooden spoon. This is looking good, looking very good. Okay, let me show you what the mixture looks like. Can we see in my bowl? I'm going to do a little close up. Can you see it's kind of got that flapjack vibe? That's what I'm going for. I want them to be like flapjack cookies. This means that they're not going to need very long in the oven. Okay, now I've done that, I'm going to start adding in my bits. Should I do a taste test? I know it has raw egg in it and some people are funny about that, but I'm like not afraid of those kind of things. I think I want to add a little bit more spice in. I think I'm just going to go a teeny bit more cinnamon. She says pouring in half the box, and a little bit more mixed spice. This is when you can just do it how you want it. Oh, I love flapjack. My mum used to make us trays of flapjack on the Saturdays, and me and my brother and my sister, but I like remember me and my brother specifically demolishing the tray. And the best bit is like the middle bit, like the gooey bit. I don't like it when it's too crunchy. I like really gooey flapjack. Okay, so as you can see, I've got my portions of crystallized ginger, goji berries, figs and chopped pecans. Now I'm not going to put all of this in here. I'm just going to kind of put about half the amount or so. I definitely want figs in there. I think this would be like a really good, hopefully, like I said, if these cookies come out well, this could be a really good thing to make if you've got like friends and family coming over, like especially in between Christmas and New Year. You know that weird awkward time when you do loads of family stuff. Do you know what? I'm putting all the pecans in because I love a crunch. I blimmin' love a crunch. Because I've got loads of fruit in this, I want to like, I'm going to put about 2/3 of the goji berries in. And the crystallized ginger I'm going to put in about, oh, let's just see. Okay, so I've left like that much on my tray. I think the same with this. Add in as much or as little as you want. Now we're talking. It's looking very like pimped up now. Looking very pimped up. Might add in a few bit more figs. I love figs. So my love for figs came from when I was little. On like a long car journey, my mum used to buy 2 things. A packet of mini cheddar cheese biscuits and a pack of fig rolls. And I blimmin' love figs. Like from that moment onwards, fig rolls were like a massive thing in my childhood. I love them so much. And like dried figs like that, fresh figs, anything figgy. Oh, I love them so much. So that is the mix with all the fruit in and everything mixed in. As you can see, it's like a flapjacky consistency. And we're just gonna put it into small balls and cook it on a cookie tray. Absolutely typical. You can tell I'm not a pro baker, can't you? I forgot the grease-proof paper. So I'm gonna use some good old kitchen foil instead. Shiny side down. Not ideal. You obviously want grease-proof paper, so if these kind of stick a little bit at the end, you know why. Hopefully they'll be okay. Just going to use the spoon that I used before to save myself some washing up. And I'm going to use about a large tablespoon like this per cookie. You see some people and they have those little ice cream scoop things for their cookies, don't you? I'm literally going to do them into like cookie balls. And part of me wondered whether I should make it into like a tray baked flapjack. But you know, I'm doing this with you guys. This is like a real-time recipe test. Hopefully it all comes out okay. Sometimes I think it's really nice to see like the finished, polished product. But also I think it's quite fun to take you guys on like, I don't know, just to show you that you can just experiment with your baking and like you can experiment with what you're going to make in the kitchen and just try out new things. I'll be dead honest, I've inherited my mother's trait, and mum, if you're watching this, you know you do this, where we don't really follow recipes. Like we think we know a recipe, so then we just make it up on our own, and we're a little bit stubborn. We're like, oh, I think that would be better in the recipe. These are looking pretty damn good, I have to say. I'm just terrified they're now going to stick to the kitchen foil, but we shall see. They're getting chunkier and chunkier as we go on. I'm trying to like not go crazy. I would love to know, what's your like one thing on Christmas Day that you're, or not even on Christmas Day, but just over Christmas that you're just like, that is my Christmas thing. Mine is probably, do you know what? Didn't really like it as a kid, but my grandma makes a mean Christmas pudding and I genuinely look forward to it. It's like, you know how some can be really dry? Nuh-uh. Grandmas are like proper steamed Christmas pudding. She makes them like years in advance and puts them in the freezer, and they're just so tasty and so good. So I'm really looking forward to that. And I'm really looking forward to, like, what else do I really love? I love stollen cake, you know, the one with the marzipan in the middle. That is good, that is really good. I don't know if it's like super Christmassy, but we always have trifle, and like, thing is, on Boxing Day this year, I'm not with my family, I'm with Jack's family. So I don't know what they're gonna have, but I really like it. When we were kids, my grandma always made a trifle, and then in recent years, I always made a trifle for the family because I love trifle. So that would always be my contribution because I really wanted a trifle. Therefore, I was like, well, I'll make the trifle. So I'm going to put these in the oven for about 10 minutes. I'm going to get them out, give them a check, and they'll probably be in there for no more than 15 minutes, but I'll keep you updated. Like I said, I'm making them into balls. They're not that even. They're going to be rustic Christmas balls, cookie balls. Is that a thing? Does that sound wrong? I don't know. Let's get them in the oven. And they're out the oven and slightly burnt. Yep, totally my fault, but I still think they're going to be quite nice. Hopefully, because they're quite thick, they'll be like chewy and gooey in the middle. But yeah, let's not focus too much on the burnt bits. So those are my slightly burnt Christmas oatmeal cookies. Do you know what? As I was putting them on my little board, one of the bits broke off and I did taste it. And it did taste really, really good. To be honest, I'll put my hands up and say I got distracted. People were WhatsApping me. I didn't look at the time, and I think I've just left them in a few minutes too long. So I really think you need to put them in between 10 to 12 minutes and then get them out there. Perhaps even put the oven a little bit lower. Like I said, the full recipe for these Christmas cookies are below. Please let me know if you make this in the comments below, or like tag me in any pictures on Instagram. I'll put my Instagram here so you can tag me. I would love to see if you've made. They do just smell delicious. I can't get over it. I think it's the ginger and obviously all the spices and everything, but oh, totally Christmassy. Well, thanks for coming on that experimental journey with me. I really hope you enjoyed coming in the kitchen. Let me know if you want to see any more recipes. I have another one up my sleeve that we might potentially do before Vlogmas is over. So do let me know in the comments below if you enjoyed this video. I'll see you next time. Thank you so much for watching. Please like it if you did enjoy it, and make sure to subscribe for the rest of Vlogmas. I'll see you next time. Goodbye. Goodbye. I'm gonna do a proper taste test because we didn't do this. They're crumbly, they kind of remind me of rock cakes. Do you know what though? They might be a little bit charred on the outside, but on the inside, they are warm, they are gooey, they are flavoursome. I'm really happy with these. Okay, I'll be dead honest. The way they look, I'll give them a 5 out of 10, okay? The fact that I burned them, presentation marks, way down. But the taste factor, 10. It's 10. It was a success.